So, back to the reality of coming to know Jesus. If you have a question about whether or not a person really has a relationship with God, here's something that the Bible teaches. It says, you will know them by their fruit. You will be able to see in a person's life whether they have a real relationship or not. I don't say this in any kind of judgmental or holier than thou way at all. But I just want to be very, very clear with you. If a person knows Jesus in a real way, if they have been born of the Spirit, if their spirit has been made alive and they're forgiven and they've come into relationship with God, they will begin to look more like Jesus. If you take an apple and, or let's say it's just a piece of fruit. It's red on the outside, it looks like an apple. You taste it, it tastes like an apple. Well, it's an apple. Take a banana, it's yellow, it's got the peeling, it looks like a banana. You open it up, you taste it, it tastes like a banana. It's a banana. Well, here's what Christianity is. If you take a person and you look at his life and you experience things with him, you need to ask, does any of that you have experienced look somewhat like Jesus? And does it taste like Jesus? Would you expect that these are the things that Jesus would do or be like in your life? And if the answer is yes, then that person's a Christian. If the answer is no, then there's something lacking in that person's relationship with God. Because the Bible clearly says Jesus comes in and will live in us and make us alive in him, and Christ lives out of us. Now, Jesus was perfect and we are not perfect, and we are far from it, but we are moving more and more in a direction where we are becoming like him. We are having more love, we're having more patience, we're having more kindness. So here's a description of Christianity. It says, but the Spirit of God produces the fruit of love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Those who belong to Jesus Christ have crucified their own sinful selves. They have given up their old selfish feelings and the evil things they wanted to do. We get our new life from God, from the Spirit of God, so we should follow the Spirit of God. We must not be proud or make trouble with each other or be jealous of each other. So when we come to know Jesus in a real living way, and he comes and we're born, our spirit is made alive to him, and he comes and lives in us, our lives will be changed. Now, we are growing day by day in him, and we are not perfect in love, we're not perfect in peace, we're not perfect in joy, but that seed is there, and that ability is there, and that seed was not there before, and that ability was not there before. We could try to, but it just would not last. Now we continually come to Jesus and we say, I failed in my love. Forgive me. I want to be more like you. And we grow in him and we're alive in him. So being right with God is really has three elements. I come and I believe in him. I put my faith in what he did, not in what I do. Not that I can do any good thing that will be good enough to earn favor with God. No. I cannot do anything that's good enough to bring forgiveness for my life. No. I believe in what he did, and I say, Jesus, I apply that to my life. He gives us a gift, and we must receive it. The gift of salvation is the gift of forgiveness of sins, the gift of being made right with God. He gives us his gift. We receive that gift. And so in receiving that gift, we believe him so strong that we surrender our lives. That's the second part. I surrender to you, Lord. I'm going to let you be the God of my life. I'm going to live your way. And the third part is that we will follow him. We're not going to follow our old selfish nature. There is an enemy of God and an enemy of your soul. That enemy will do anything he can to keep you out of relationship with God, to keep you out of the life that God has for you. God has so much life for us. He wants us to have abundant life. So this enemy, the Bible calls the devil. He will come and he will do everything he can to keep you from following Jesus. And he will rise up with your fleshly desires and say, okay, because you feel this way, then you need to follow it. No. The Bible says we can say no. Just like Jesus, when he was tempted of the devil, the Bible says that Jesus was led by the Spirit now, into the desert, into the wilderness. He was fasting for 40 days, and he was tempted of the devil. And what he did was, when he was tempted, he said no. He continually said no. And he said, no, I will follow what my Father wants. And so because he said no, he was walking in victory. We can say no also.